Hi, in this video I'd like to talk about the basics of the atom. And here in the video we have an atom represented by this sphere. And in the atom we have two major regions, the nucleus and the electron cloud. The nucleus is the dead center of the sphere, and the electron cloud is the entire area surrounding that sphere. Now that we know the two major places within an atom, we can talk about what goes in an atom. And we call these the subatomic particles. And there are three. And from your reading, you probably already know what they are. You have the proton, neutron, and electron. Now, just knowing what they are is one thing, but knowing what they do in the atom is completely different. Protons reside in the nucleus. And if we really want to talk about a main function of the proton, they identify or define, if you will, the identity of the element. The number of protons within an atom will dictate what element we're talking about. So if I scroll down here for a second, periodic table of elements, hydrogen with an atomic number of 1 has 1 proton. All atoms with 1 proton will be hydrogen. All atoms with 2 protons will be helium. Lithium will have 3, beryllium will have 4, and so on and so forth. Now, besides identifying the element, protons have some properties. Protons have a positive charge, and they have one atomic mass unit of mass. So they supply an atom with part of its mass. Neutrons, they also reside in the nucleus. And what do? Well, in essence, they stabilize the atom. Now, you can't just throw as many protons in the nucleus as you want to without some kind of mass balance there. And this is where the neutrons come in. Each element has a specific ratio of protons to neutrons that allow that atom to exist. Not all elements will just have uh, any number of neutrons, or let's say even just one single number of neutrons. There is a balance there, and there are some neutron to proton ratios that are in existence for a particular element, and there are others that are not. So in essence, we will talk about neutrons as just stabilizing the atom. And in your reading, you will also know that they don't have any charge, but they also supply the atom with mass, and it's 1 AMU of mass as well. So protons and neutrons, these are the two particles that reside in the nucleus. And our third particle, the electrons, they obviously reside in the electron cloud. And they have a number of purposes. They are chiefly involved in bonding with bonding with other atoms. So electrons, without electrons, atom and atoms will not bond together. Also, they will balance out charge since they have a negative charge. So they will balance out this positive charge that we have with protons. And Electrons are very light. They do have some mass, but not much. Their mass is 1/2000th of an AMU, so we will just say it approximates 0 AMU. All right, so we have the atom, nucleus and electron cloud, subatomic particles, proton, neutron, and electron, and we have a general idea of what they do in the atom. And we should probably note that we have shorthand for each of them. Proton will be lowercase p with a superscript positive, neutrons, lowercase n with a superscript 0, and electrons, lowercase e with a superscript of negative. And I'll be primarily using these symbols to represent protons, neutrons, and electrons, mainly because my writing is horrible, and most likely you will be able to decipher these symbols a lot easier than my writing.